Rainbow Six Siege is one of those games where you're like, wow, I didn't even know that existed. So in today's video, I'm going to show you 75 tips to get better at Rainbow Six Siege. And you guys seem to gobble up these videos like it's freaking candy. So let's try to hit 7,000 likes in this video. When you're playing on Clubhouse, stop brainlessly picking CCTV first because it's such a predictable bump site. Everybody picks it. Even if your teammates pick it, go in a game chat, say, yo, let's not do this. Stop following the sheep. Instead, pick gym or basement is way better. Just take my word from this. If you want to make your opponents travel to best spot because they smash every single keyboard they go up against you, do this with Azami. So go up to the doorway, go about foot level, and you want to make sure you're standing in front of it so that way you can block the mechanic. Next, you're going to want to aim about right above 75% of the doorway, about right here. Then if you go on the other side, you will get a nice little pixel angle at the bottom right here. When you are solo queue, you should aim to create space rather than to win the entire game. So this could be you practicing a certain flank, a certain spawn peek, but anything to put your team at an advantage. That way your team could have a better chance of winning. As you guys know, you can no longer one vault a barricade in Siege, but you can do it in a different way. All you have to do is make sure you hit the barricade from a distance, creating a larger hole like this. Shoot the top right here, and then you could be able to vault it quickly. So this is what it looked like if it's really fast right here. We would do this. Give it a try. To trick hatches with Aruni, yes, you heard me correct. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put the Aruni gate on the top of the hatch. So this way, if you see my bulletproof cam, let's say I am standing on here, right? You're close enough to deactivate the gate. And then when I stand, you see how it's closed. Let's say Hibana puts her stuff down, right? Or an ace charge goes, and then you step away and then boom, easy trick. Same demonstration as you guys see for this. You have to be closer to the hatch. This only works on those two hatches right now. If you go like this, boom, put a Hibana pellet down, boom, step away, easy trick. This is a tip for my players with poor movement, but you're peeking with your body rather than your gun. What I mean by that is you're always either sprinting in, or maybe you're even just exposing yourself to a lot of different angles before your crosshair can even catch up. So instead of just walking into a room and then readjusting, have a pre-adjusted crosshair placement, so this way your gun is immediately ready as your body is exposed. One thing I like to imagine is, imagine if I had a constant laser on my gun that is always peeking where I'm at. I would want that laser to be on common crosshair placements. You can actually bait the Defuser with Solis. So if you are an attacker, all you have to do is drop the Defuser somewhere if you really want to bait her out. To counter clash, what you would want to do is you're going to go up to her, punch her shield, and then shoot her in the foot, just like this. So the next time you ever see a clash by herself, what you're going to want to do is make sure she has no teammates around her. But if you're close up, just know that she has zero chance of winning against you unless she 360s and goes for a spray, but you want to make sure she's not able to turn her back to you. You can deny a plant by impacting the floor of the Defuser, and this will immediately stop the plant. So even if you're not nearby, if you just impact where they're planting off of, you can stop their plant and then have the plant somewhere else. On the first 30 seconds of defense, you always want to be expecting a rush, whether that's from one player like an Ash or maybe even all 5 on a certain take. So always keep this in mind so that way you can position yourself accordingly and put your site set up to that. During the last moments of a defense, check where your teammates are. This way you can always find out where are the weak points, where can they rush, and where can we create crossfires from. If you want to guarantee 2v1s on defense, always know how to play off contact or make a crossfire. So for example, if Amar is walking towards me, she has to kill me before Alibi can swing. So if Alibi is hiding behind this door, then her attention is towards me, and then Alibi can swing correctly. This way, there are guarantees that we will win the gunfight and get the trade. Use Hibana's gadget to clear enemy utility as well, like Azami's, castles. This can be super helpful in the long run. Use game chat more often. A lot of you guys stay quiet and wonder why solo queue is so bad when you're not even communicating yourself. So use game chat, spread information. This way you can have the most advantage in information in the round. But it makes zero sense to complain about how bad solo queue is when you aren't even helping yourself. Whenever you feel like you're in a rut and you just can't do good, start pre-firing more. It means if you're not shooting enough, then you're most likely not going to land any kills. So, whenever you just feel like it, just start wallbanging random stuff and you might land yourself a kill. And these are the biggest confidence boosters if you can land these as well. If you're going to die, you might as well die using all of your bullets. On top of random wall bangs, just start shooting more. Like, the more bullets you start shooting, the more comfortable you will be. That way kills will come a lot easier. So if you find yourself like this the entire round, not shooting a single bullet until you finally see someone and they end up smoking you. But, you know, even do it for fun. Obviously, don't kill any teammates, but, you know, just shoot randomly here and there. This will kind of make it so pulling the trigger isn't as serious. Just make sure you don't look like a schizophrenic warden main just shooting out randomly, but you never know, it might land you a free kill. On Clubhouse, if you go to the hatch right here, you can actually put an echo drone and get a lot of free information. So this is really helpful when you're on a CCTV or even a gym bomb site setup. Thing is, you could be across the map. You could be echo back on site and just leave one yokai for this, and boom, that is a lot of free information. You run a lot faster with your secondary out than your primary. It's a very small difference, but you know, it could be the deciding factor of you clutching or not. Did you know that you can shoot the Yinkantellas? On a basement defense for Clubhouse, Hibana tends to upside repel on the kitchen window, so whenever your teammate calls out she's upside down, this is a free kill for you. This goes for Crosshair Placement, but avoid unnecessary flicking. So there's like random ones like this, and you know, maybe when you're swinging someone, you just end up missing all of your shots because you're freaking out too much. Instead, lower your sensitivity and stop panicking so much in a gunfight, and practice more with the micro lineup, so this way you can be more precise. Now this follows up to the next thing, but stop just peeking unnecessary stuff. If you are at an advantage, like a 3v2 man advantage, and you're like, okay, 30 seconds left, all we have to do is just literally just hold our angles. And then people get impatient, maybe they just have ADHD or something like that. They just start peeking random stuff when they shouldn't be, and this leaves an opening to the other team. I know sometimes you can get bored for like 20 seconds in a round, but guys, stop just peeking just to peek. If you're gonna peek and have the intention of killing someone, do it. But when you're just peeking just to like, oh, is someone there? Is someone there? No, just play off information and just listen with your sound. This is why sound cues are super key, and we'll get into that soon. Did you know that with Thermite, if you actually Thermite a wall near the wall, it will have a blast radius effect. So this way, even if it's bandited or whatever it is, it will still open up the wall. And this applies on a lot of different maps. If you do this strategically, there's a thing called ghost pressure. So this could be like just opening up a barricade just because, you know, even if you're attacking across the map, this will make the enemy think, oh, I probably shouldn't walk through that. So it gives them that extra little bit of mind games in the game. Here's how to Mav Trick, aka make the wall soft with Maverick. So the main objective here is to break the reinforcement, not the whole wall. So on each reinforcement, there's a very thick metal piece. So that's what we're trying to break here. Usually draw like a little circle. You see how it's broken. Now we're allowed to go all the way through, and about the middle, just land it. Yeah, break the middle part right there. And it makes that metal sound effect, right? So then you would go prone again. So you hear the metal hitting each other, and you go slow. You want to make sure you do not miss a spot. If you miss a spot like right here, it'd be a lot harder to go fix that later in the game. So we just keep going more and more, and like looks like we just gotta take this spot right here, and then boom, the wall is soft. Now if you do that in a more practiced manner, then all you have to do is you can save yourself a lot from getting shot. And if you need help, have a teammate go on rappel or go prone for you, so that way you don't get killed. If you're dealing with a K trick, here's how to properly do it, and it's super easy, but some people might miss this. Is literally just double EMP the wall. So this way, if you were to do it right another second. That way, if I were to try to put another one down, it would immediately get EMP'd. Now, if you're going up against a Bandit trick, it's a different story, as because Bandit is he can bypass the EMP. Instead, you need to actually physically get them off. But to counter those pesky Cade mains, do this instead. And obviously, you want to make sure you're timing the Hibana charge, Ace charge, Thermite charge right after the first EMP goes off. In order to destroy those pesky mirror setups in the basement, send your Twitch drone through this drone hole right here. And this way, you can see both of the backside mirrors. So you can first get the boom, opened up. So this is a really easy way to counter those mirrors facing the rush. So a tip when you're playing as a shield and you want to knife someone, be really careful not to do it too close. Otherwise, the defender can just knife their shield back like this, and they can just shoot you. But since you are the one with the shield, what you're going to want to do is knife from about as far as you can, because the knife mechanic is really far in this game. So you see, I'm barely even close to him, and I'm able to knock his shield back still. But even this far away is pretty close. The next thing is, if I am a defender and I'm trying to kill Monty, and it's a post-plant 1v1. He planted right here and he's trying to run away, right? So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to juke him out left to right, because then he's going to follow my movement, and all I have to do is try to shoot his leg about once or twice while I keep going like this. You can knife him again, try to go around, and you even go for really far, and then you get hit with a knife like that. But that's how you would want to deal with the Monty generally. Otherwise, it's a very, very hard post plant to go up against them. It takes practice. A lot of people tend to forget this, but if they're running an IQ, Solis, or a Vigil, you can easily see them through the wall, and they are a hard counter to him. Especially with Solis being super strong in this meta, just know that she can see you back, but that also means her gun is down. So the next time you run into a Solis, pulse, minimum bring IQ, because she's literally gonna hard counter them. There are a lot of maps where you can actually buck from 3 stories above the bomb site. So let's say if I were inside train and I wanted to kill someone inside kitchen prep, what I would do is, you know, go here and then boom, now I can buck successfully between a lot of the floors. So it depends on where you want to go as well, but it's super, super simple. When you're in match replay, you want to be also looking at the enemy's POV and see how they reacted to some of your plays. That way you know if you were able to outsmart your enemy, or maybe you need to work on something. But trust me, you're always going to learn something new from match replay, and if you do this once a day, bro, you're gonna get super good at this game. You need to be caring less about your rank, especially with rank 2.0. The ranks are super inflated, so even if you do get your dream rank, it's only gonna last for about, I don't know, a day. You're gonna forget about it. Instead, you should just be focusing on building your skills more and more weekly. This way, no matter what rank you are, you're naturally just gonna up your rank. And this way you kind of get that end goal of like, oh man, I have to win this game for my next output, and you're gonna play a lot worse. Just play naturally and always just try to play off your strengths. But trust me, no one really cares if you are a diamond versus a champion anymore. Listen, the more you care about something, the more you're going to overthink about it, and it's not going to play natural. When you're in any clutch situation, your main goal should not be to win the clutch, but it should be to break down the 1v5 into a 1v4, 1v3, 1v2, 1v1. And the way you can do that is by isolating 1v1s. It's like that one police guy where he's in like a mob and then he just keeps like grouping them together. But let's say I just hit a 1v5, right? My next target is going to be IQ outside the window by herself. I'm going to try my best to stray away from the crowd and mostly just try to isolate 1v1s. This way I don't have to fight someone and immediately getting shot from behind. But ultimately, you must understand you're not supposed to be winning clutch situations, but if you want to win them, it's basically making your enemy mess up more than you actually making the right play. So next time you're in a 1v5, just be like, okay, where's the nearest gunfight that I can take? And then boom, next thing you know, you're in a 1v1. If you want to silently hit your barricade, what you want to do instead of punching it, you're going to want to shoot 1-2 bullets on the bottom, and then you hit the bunker twice. This way they can't hear it on the other side, and it's a free vault out for you. Do not run Blackbeard. Instead, literally refund them if you can. The best way to improve your aim in this game is your crosshair placement. So if you're always looking at the bottom, like a little bot like this, you're never going to kill anyone except for mice on the floor. Instead, raise your crosshair placement up head level. Want to know what head level is? It's the second buckle of every single barricade in this game. Boom, boom, boom. If you want to have a really good smoke with Capitao, all you have to do is shoot the bottom of the floor like this. And if you actually smoke it, it will go through the floor, and you will see on the camera, it will smoke the entire place. Listen, people say Capitao is an underrated operator. Listen, Capitao is a hidden talent, and he deserves to be hidden. Guys, trust me, he's not good right now. You can make a wall soft just like Maverick with Hibana if you go at the very bottom like this. And if you go at the very top, this way it will make the entire wall soft, so just call over a Zofia or somebody come to destroy it for you. Too easy. You can get away with a lot more misdroning than you think. Whenever you feel like their droning isn't very good, and you'd be like, oh, maybe if I just try sitting in this corner, you never know. When the drone run past you, you know exactly there's a free kill. So the next time when you're in Rome, try this at least once a game, and I guarantee you're going to get a lot more kills. Did you know that you can shorten the duration of Dokkaebi's call? So, because she holds up the tablet like 5 seconds after she's called, I'm like, bro, put the phone down. You gotta go chase someone. Pay attention to where her right thumb is. So if I were to hold it down, right, and then right as it turns from 1 to 0, then I can just go and be on with my day. But that's something you should just kind of know just in case. If you want to make a one-way Azami angle, aim a little bit above head level in this game, about like right here. And then reattach it one more time, and then now you should only be able to see their feet and they can't see you. If you're an Azami player, it's basically you just take no fair gunfight simulator. If you want to bypass an air jab on a door, all you have to do is just go prone, and right as you see the little yellow on the door frame. So for me, it's blue. You just go the other side like this. All right, so if you want to counter the Nomad Airjab on a door and you're trying to run out, then all you have to do is just go prone and look right above where you can see the Airjab, and then you can shoot it, and then boom, free kill. Maverick's torch is actually useful not only just for walls, but it can clear a lot of bulletproof utility like shield, bulletproof cams, even barbed wire. It can work really efficient on. If you're running low on Hibana Pellets and you need to get through the wall, make a crouch, so don't do it on the very bottom. Instead, aim a little bit up, then throw that on, and then all you have to do is throw another second pair like this. Now, you should be able to crouch through very, very easily. Boom, too easy. A really strong strat you can add to your clubhouse defense is K-tricking the Moto hatch. So this will allow you to throw a K-claw. No way, right? No way, right? Oh, we're good now. All right. Yeah. So what you need to do is just run up into this box right here and then start throwing one down. Then let's say, yep, it connects to the hatch. Boom, gets EMP'd. Boom, you can do this. You throw another one, pick it up, and then Razzie throws it again. You can do it again. So super, super easy strat. For lion scans, you're going to want to use them to solidify moments in the round. So don't just do it right off spawn when you're going in, because there's no point in doing that. Instead, you want to solidify moments like your team getting a kill. You don't want that refrag to happen, so you lion scan and force them to stand still. It's more of just like an encouragement. Another thing you can do is a best time to pop a lion scan is, let's say your homie's getting droned in. Yo, Solis is really close to me. Boom, pop a lion scan. This way it's harder for the Solis and easier on your end. It creates more pressure. A very easy way to get all 4 default cams on bank, or 3 if you spawn in, is 1, and then you can actually see 2, the bank lobby from here. About 2, and then boom, 3. This is the square one right here. You get so many default cams and get all that information super destroyed. And obviously, if you spawn it the other way, then you can use and get the default cam on garage. But next time you're on a bank and you want to destroy all the info, do this. You need to be holding tighter angles in this game. So what I mean by that, I'm holding this angle right here, right? Instead of, holding it wide like this, or maybe even, when people hold angles a lot wider, what I mean by a wide angle is when they're holding one angle, but then they're exposed to a ton of different ones. The proper way to hold a pixel or a tight angle would just to be, especially when it's a very common one too, because you might get pre-fired back, is just hold it like until your reticle can like barely fit it. Because remember, your bullet can just tap them right away. So when I see someone, the second I see their head move, I'm gonna like muscle memory shoot and look away like this. I can either dedicate to the fight like this, but if I dedicate more like this, then I'm more able to get pre-fired. But what I like to do, if I'm holding an angle like this and I see someone, I'm just gonna immediately do that like a muscle memory. That way I can get out of the fight quickly while also firing a shot and potentially leading to a one tap. And trust me, I get a lot of kills doing that. But the whole point of a pixel peek is not only that you're a harder angle, but you can get pre-fired off of it, and that's why you want to. It's like getting the most amount of information, the least amount of risk possible. If you want to make a deadly player, if you combine pixel peeks along with burst peeks, the player is insanely hard to kill. Now, what I mean by burst peeks is a lot of people, will take gunfights in this game. They walk around, expose their entire body in the fight. It's a very like binary way to peek. But instead, I'm holding pixels. I'm like taking burst fights like this. I'm not committing too much into the fight, maybe firing like a few bullets and then taking back cover. This way, I can still capitalize on a lot of moments while still being a very hard target to pin down. Now, I'm not saying quick peek like a Shackle every time, but don't dedicate into gunfights too long, because you have to understand you have such little HP in this game. A good spawn peek on Chalet is breaking this barricade right here in the prep phase in about 2 seconds, about 2 minutes and 58 seconds. You hop out and you look to your right and you can catch anybody walking up the helipad or walking to the side. Tuburao is actually immune to Glaz, so since Glaz is thermal, then you throw the Tuburao, the ice on the floor, and it takes away all of your thermal for a few seconds. So there is a thermite charge on the other side of this wall, so if you want to impact trick your wall on master, all you have to do is shoot a little floor and aim for the right side of this fan right here. And if you just throw the impact, it will destroy the exothermic charge that you see on my right. This works for ace charges, Hibana charges, but obviously be careful, because if you do this, a good team is going to charge grenades from below. So just do it one time and then fall back to your amazing Azami spot like this. Boom, 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 and boom, boom, boom. Now, Not only can they not get the wall open, but I did this wrong. So there is a thermite charge on the other side of this maintenance wall. So if I were to line up myself with the carpet right here, just about like right in front of it, right? And then aim my crosshair right between the green and the yellow right here. Throw it. We'll get the... So if I were to line up on the split door right here, right in front of the carpet, and then line up my crosshair right on the corner of the this tile right here, right? Then I throw the impact, it will destroy the thermite charge on the other side. Real match, you don't have much time to line up, but you would sit here a little bit past this rug, and then you would aim right at this little corner right here and avoid the lamp. Oh, avoid the lamp. Really easily. Oh, thank you, Legion. Guys, stop putting shields on doorways like this. This does nothing, bro. All it does is just it's harder to peek out, a lot more predictable for a headshot, and the attackers can use it against you too. Instead, what you'll do, you'll just back it up a little bit more. This way, you have more opportunity to peek out, because that's why you have the little slit on the side, then you can use like a little Mira. A tip with Mozzie, if you want to hire Mozzie drone and make it super hard to kill, all you have to do is shoot a little floorboard in there and then put your pest inside. So now it is extremely hard to destroy your pest without them actually coming over to shoot it. It's literally like an infinite mute jammer. If you want to impact trick the snowmobile wall on Chalet, all you have to do is when he puts the ace charge on right here, just throw your impact on the far side here and boom, collected easy. As ace, you can make the wall soft just like Hibana if you were to put on the very top here and the very bottom here. Now this will make it so that you make the whole wall soft now. Easy. Now you can just impact like this and boom. Easy plant. As an attacker, whenever you're in a post-plant situation, there's two key things that you want to do to guarantee the plant success. The first thing would be is to play some vert. So if you can, go above the bomb site safely. If not, it takes too much time. Don't do it. But playing vert on a diffuser is always going to be very, very strong. The second thing would be obviously is to go outside a window or the breach. This way, you have so much space to work with, and all they have to do is they have to go to this one spot here. So now it'll be very, very easy. So whenever you're in a post plant, keep it in your mind. Am I going to stay there and play my life? Or do I have teammates playing vert? Any kind of guarantee success for the diffuser. But your main goal, especially if you're going to, it doesn't matter if you guys all die for it. You know, trade your lives so that way you keep taking them off the diffuser. And remember, try to bait them as much as you can too. If you want good movement in this game, try to avoid strafe peeking. It might seem good in other games, but you're not, like the movement doesn't correlate to how you feel. So you think this is fast peeking, right? The faster you go in and out, no. If anything, this just makes it so you're just an easier target to hit. Instead of tracing, you know, learn the quick peek, which is basically this. So in order how to do it, you're going to want to step into the angle, but then you're going to want to lean out, step a little bit out, but then cancel the second lean with a third one. So it's 3 leans total. So you're already leaning one way. 1, 2, 3. And then it's kind of it's like this too. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So get this into practice. You can either just do it like a hard peek like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. You can just get practice like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. Then your character is going like this really fast. It's not the strafe, it's the character yourself leaning the other way. The reason why your positioning sucks is because you're allowing the enemy to get more ground on you. Here's what I mean. So let's say someone's trying to come through a kitchen door here, right? And then you back all the way up in here, right? You do this, or like, you know, you try to hide like this, or maybe even try to hold an angle like this though, right? The problem is you might feel safe, but from an enemy's perspective, what they have to do is they have to clear the whole room for angles. They have to choose between this one, close right, here, behind the bomb, and then eventually they get to the very far window here. What this does, you are allowing them to be like, oh, this is all safe. I just have to worry about one angle now. Think about you standing right here. This would be a lot better if you were to just peek out a little more right here. You would catch him right when he's clearing all of this stuff right here. And if he doesn't clear all of this, that's just, he's taking a gamble. If you hold an off angle like this, you have a lot better of a chance at only having to look at one spot, and this guy has to look at so many more. So don't be afraid to hold wide angles on your enemy. Just make sure you're doing it in a spot where you can have your back safe. The next time you're dealing with a pesky bandit tricker, or maybe even there's just bandits on the wall or a mute jammer that your teammates can't get, all you have to do is just go to the bottom of the lounge right here, right? And then you go to the very end of the wall, just anywhere in the end, and you line up your Crosshair Placement with that, with Ash, and then boom, you're out of there. And that should destroy any kind of bandit charge or whatever's on the wall. If it's a K-Claw, it's a bit of a different story, but that's just mainly for bandits. Unless the bandit has super big balls and he decides to keep tricking when there's a hole below him, then that's something you have to figure out. But this way, Ash can be a little bit more useful than just rushing in and dying. All right, so to end off this video, I actually asked some of you guys for your best tips to see what you guys have in mind. Let's get into it. So from Nico Mode, he says, as a defender, time is your best friend. Always play time in a 1v1, force his hand and make him plant, or make him push you while you're holding an advantageous angle. Looks like we just sounds like something we just went over. You'd be surprised how many attackers save KD. Playing time will win, so you win so many rounds. That is really true. Time on your side as a defender is super key. Next, we have I Am Deadly. Becoming more versatile is the best thing that you can do to help your team win. There is always another way to attack an objective as well. There is to defend it. But if you keep playing the game the same way, same operators, same defending way every single time, you will be countered in a different tactic. For example, if you run Ashe or Russian, they will play trap ops to slow you down or stop you if you only play a trap op to get rid of them. So adapting accordingly and continue would be beneficial. True. Being very versatile, like I always tell you guys to like just switch it up, like never do the same thing twice. If it's a defense setup, maybe, but you can't, like, you have to like switch up the early game, the roam, even on attack, you have to switch it up a little bit. Doing the same thing twice, like people in rank, they adapt to exactly what you just did. I like that Deadly though. Good tip. Next up, we have Denis. Audio cues are extremely important. Every operator's gadgets have a trigger sound when they're activated, such as Frost, Welcome Mats, and Legion Gumines. Really true. Not just trap ops, but crouching, like anything that the other team does, footsteps, an explosion going off, like everything in this game has a sound cue. Literally almost everything has it. Even leaning left has a sound cue. But when you add up these sound cues and they add up in a certain pattern, you're like, okay, I can kind of predict what the enemy is going to do now. And for traps wise, I would always highly advise you guys always put traps at the bottom of the staircase or whatever it is. Traps should be the alley-oop to you getting into gunfight. The same one from Denis we has is always play 2 practice modes just to get your aim on, then in standard for a while. True. I don't think everybody needs to warm up, but if you do, you're just guaranteed to have like better movement. You know, you're just revisiting your muscle memory. Remember, warming up is revisiting muscle memory, not making new ones. Unless you're in Tion for like 5 hours, then, you know, you'll eventually get better aim, but you can just do that all while playing the game itself. Next up from Denis is angle grip is not an option anymore and makes the recoil worse. What he means by this, angle grip is still in the game, but the thing about angle grip versus vertical grip is it used to be good. It used to have low recoil and overall just faster ADS, and that's when the movement was really good in Siege. But nowadays they nerf the movement, and angle grip has the same ADS time, aim down sight time, as the vertical grip. It just has worse recoil. So there's literally no advantage to using angle grip, except for if you want that tiny bit extra, like, you know, when you're sprinting or something like that. I use it with a DMR, but otherwise it doesn't really make a difference. The last one from Denis is to not get frustrated that you lost. It will throw you off the next few games. If you continue playing while angry, it makes the situation worse. Just take a break, come back to it later. All of my best plays happen when I was calm. Super true, man. I understand, yeah, Siege can be pretty frustrating, but you need to make sure that you are not like tilting. And yeah, like all the times you have fun in this game is when you're actually having fun and you're calm. You're not calm, but you know, for the most part, you're not in a negative mood. You'll realize that a lot. Next up from Zig, we have info is the greatest game changer. If you're doing nothing, relay info. Even if that means spectating a teammate with no comms, simply to tell your buddies what's happening on their end. Yes, this is really good. Even if you're like, oh, they're pushing this way, or they shot this default cam, or I hear someone going this way, it's always good just to use game chat, because a lot of people don't use game chat in solo queue. Next up from Evan, we have is to reminder to stay calm and be patient. I see a lot of players, they get into 1v5, they'll play way too scared, which is a mistake. Use every advantage that you can, whether that is timing or placement. Also, for all of you who don't get on drones after you die, where are you doing? True. Drone phase is not phone phase. But yeah, this is really a big thing. Staying calm is super key. Best tips I can say to like not get nervous, stay calm. Well, nerves are always going to be a thing in you. It's a human reaction. Now, I remember Fox say on the esports desk, he was like, well, when you're a man and you have so much testosterone, you're gonna that adrenaline just boosting through you. I thought that was so funny. But To an extent, yeah, like when you get nervous about something, it just means you just care a little bit. But remember, like we said, do not care too much. Now, Trevor says, learn when to speed up and when to slow down. Is this guy getting siege advice or sex advice? Sometimes the best thing to do is to get aggressive and swing everything in sight. Hey, what we swinging out here, man? Other times, you need to play passive or set up something. Set up, so now we're role playing now. All right, Trevor. I see many lower level players struggle with this and either being way too aggressive and or dying, not being aggressive at all and getting put in a coffin. True. So yes, I agree with that. There's sometimes you can't be passive forever. You know, there's times that, for example, a 3v5, you need to be taking a gunfight or else you're just gonna get trampled on. Minotaur says, think 30 seconds ahead. I like this one. Can someone run out on you? Go somewhere else, put a claymore. Could there be a roamer nearby? Consider using your drone. Pushing with a pal. Consider watching the flank. You never know when the roamer will catch you and your pal unaware. This guy likes using the word pal, but very, very true. You know, I always tell you guys, you need to be thinking ahead, have a plan A, B, C, and D, know where you're planting. This should all be thought out in the prep phase. And this is really good. And if you don't know the answer to this, it's super good. Now you know exactly what you need to work on. And at last, we have TechBid, who says, don't get irritated when you know they saw you with their drones or gadgets. Yes, bro. Even I do this sometimes. I'm like, bro, this guy's gotta be stream sniping. And I just see they have an imaginary Z ping on me in the kill cam. Use that knowledge and anticipate where it could come and hold tight angles. They will try to come and get you, so just be prepared for that. Very, very true. Even if you don't stream, unless they're cheating, which is very high possibility in PC. Otherwise, if you see in the kill cam they might have a drone, look in the match replay, use Solis. You're not always right. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 75 tips to get better at Rainbow Six Siege. Be sure to like the video. If we get 7,000 likes, I might consider doing 100 tips in Siege. These videos take such a long time to make, but they're so much fun. Get my in-game charm at twitch.tv/Athieno. I heard it actually boosts your KD up a little bit. And also when you rank up, you get 5 extra MMR. Crazy, right? Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.